So hi everyone, I'm Kajal Mehra from TimesTech, and here with us is Mr. Lokesh Nigam, CEO of Konverz.ai. So first of all, Lokesh, I would like to introduce yourself to the audience.
Thanks, Kajal, for having me here today. And uh, uh, we have done a lot of work in behavior science, and the work which is in conjunction with behavior science and artificial intelligence, using a lot of psycholinguistics to help organizations take better talent decisions. We are starting Konverz.ai's first use case here, which is in the domain of hiring, helping people take right talent decisions, and that is what is our proposition. So that's what we are going to do.
Okay, so my first question would be that how Konverz.ai represents a transformative shift in the way organizations approach talent acquisition?
I would say it's a paradigmic shift. So it's a paradigm shift in the sense that the way hiring is done currently is very manual. Yeah. So you have, although you have a lot of automation in terms of how you source your profiles, how the recruiters kind of talk to prospects and candidates, and then shortlist, and then few rounds of interviews before the hiring manager who actually needs the talent comes into picture. So there's a lot of work which is unsystematic, yeah, and there's a lot of work which is unstandardized. What we are doing with Konverz.ai is we are getting rid of this whole non-standardized work and replacing this with the AI conversation, which not only shortlists but predicts the job fitment of people based on the requirements of the job on certain parameters, and gives organizations or equips organizations with a score of fitment. And this reduces the whole task of recruiters having to call, having to interview, and the whole work is replaced by AI. And AI helps you with making right talent decisions.
That's really great. Actually, it's like cutting down the work for the HRs. Okay, so moving on to the next question, which is how Konverz.ai provides organization with a competitive edge in talent acquisition by leveraging advanced AI technologies to assess personality traits and the cognitive abilities, motivation, emotions, and all.
See, the way psycholinguistics works is it actually analyzes the language. So let's say I am speaking certain language, and of course we are if we are recording it, so what psycholinguistics does is it analyzes this language and helps you map this language to psychological parameters. So what are the psychological parameters? Psychological parameters is personality, the way I interface with the world, in terms of you would have heard the classical stuff of extrovert, introvert, yeah, right? So what, yeah. So so the aspects of personality, things that create excitement in me, drive. What am I driven about? What am I motivated about? What is my social profile? What kind of interactions do I like doing? How does my mind work? Cognition. So what psycholinguistics can do is it can analyze all of these things through your spoken language, or a candidate's or a person's spoken language. So language is analyzed. The language is analyzed by, and all of us know today AI and large language models, and we know about ChatGPT, and so large language models have these lexicons, and we can actually leverage those lexicons to analyze the personality, to analyze the drive, to analyze cognition, sociability, emotions. And that is what Konverz.ai does. It actually looks at the fitment from various perspectives and helps organizations take speedier decisions. So you do away with the process of shortlisting versus resume. The person just goes through the Konverz interview, and you know whether the person is fit or not. And we have this job fitment method, which we have developed. This job fitment method has analyzed more than 10,000 jobs and 200,000 skills, and that is part of our framework. And we have distilled that into a model of roles based on nature of work, the kind of work, and the level of work. Okay. So based on these two metrics, we have actually mapped all the roles that are possible onto this, and that is how we have created this whole tool, which speeds up, which also makes things more cost effective, because things that were taking a lot of time earlier take lesser time. Things that were being repeated, a lot of people talking to the same person, that gets reduced, and the hiring manager gets a fit faster. So that's the whole way we actually increase the efficiency, increase the effectiveness, reduce the cost, increase productivity of people. And most importantly, what we will be able to do is to provide good experience to the prospective candidates. Because things are faster, things are better, the recruiter is focused more on experience, and that would be good.
So highlight the platform's capability to accelerate the hiring process.
So like I said earlier, typically if you visualize a recruitment process in any organization, you have a funnel through which you are getting resumes or candidate profiles, and then they are fed into the recruiter's work. The recruiter now has a job of screening the profiles. Then the recruiter has the work of shortlisting basis the parameters that have been set. Then the interview calls the candidates whether they are interested, not interested. Then the recruiter also takes short interviews, right? And then there may be some more rounds from the HR. This is a typical process which is followed till the particular profile lands on a hiring manager's table for final interview.
Okay.
So all this work is time consuming, is non-standardized, and different people have different ways of evaluating. So we have replaced this box with AI, saying that you source the profiles, now shortlisting, screening, initial interviewing is all done by Konverz. The output is the candidate match on your job. So it automates that, and the hiring manager has now candidates, let's say 500 people apply, who are the top 5? And then the hiring manager can take this.
So does it filter out the part, the hiring process also contains a part which is called the assignments. So does it filter that too?
So technical part? You're saying the technical functional part?
No, actually, if I talk about some sort of jobs, like if there is any hiring for the social media manager or the content creator, copywriting and all. So in that case, there is a step which is called the assignments. They just have to do the assignment and make some samples and all. So does it filter that part also?
Yes, it will. So first of all, answering your question, yes. How? So there are two parts of assessment. One is the part which is the technical and functional part. So for example, in your example, in social media profile, when a social media profile is being hired for, I want to see whether the person can write blogs, whether the person, how good is the language of the person, how does he know the SEO and SMO, right? All of that stuff, which is the technical and functional stuff. Second is the behavioral orientation of the person, how he thinks. That is the other part which I was talking so far. So we are building another engine to do technical and functional capability assessment as well through conversations, not through actually. See, what is happening is testing is undergoing change. So earlier I could run tests very efficiently, objective tests, written tests, code writing tests for engineers. But right now there are lots of generative engines which, and you won't even know how when a person has used it actually.
Yes, exactly.
So they are becoming less reliable. So we have to get back to conversations to be able to analyze the skills of a person rather than relying on a test output which can be fudged, for want of a better word. It can be, you understand that, right? So we are building a AI based engine which will actually do technical functional as well as, of course, this which I have been talking so far. And that is how we are going to actually change the way recruitment actually happens right now.
Completely a different way of hiring. Okay, so you were talking about something, right?
No, I think this is it. Yeah, so we are going to change. We want to change it, both for the candidates, because things that are not going to help in a recruiting decision making. Why should we do that? That is a lot of cost of recruitment, and also from the point of view of the company, you get the right candidate faster. You make a better decision. Our job is to help you make better decisions. That's our proposition.
Okay, so how Konverz.ai addresses specific challenges faced by mid-size and traditional business in the hiring process?
Yeah, I think when we look at the mid-size and traditional businesses, if you compare them with enterprise, see, our tool is also built for scale. So, where you're hiring thousands of people, is built for that. But when it comes to traditional industry and sometimes smaller companies, they don't have recruiting talent itself. Right? I mean, I am not a large company who can have 1,000 recruiters. I have 1 or 2, but my positions are still 100. I still hire 30, 40, 50 people every year, for which I need to interview 1,000 people. Ultimately, I may be hiring just 50, but I'm actually interviewing 1,000. So I don't have talent to do that. And that is where this fits in so beautifully, because it does away with that extra work that people have to do. And they can just focus on who's the right person, give them the right experience, and get the right person in faster.
Actually, it's quite relatable for me. Yesterday also I was searching for some resumes. That was like, I was searching for an intern and I got resume of 15 years experience. So that was really hard working.
So now here, if you have Konverz, you put the JD on the job market, you receive profiles automatically get Konverz links, they are analyzed, and on your table you have those 5 people who fit. So that's how it eases your job.
Yeah, exactly. So
and you can focus on your core task, which is journalism.
Yes, exactly. So emphasize a broader shift towards advanced HR tech solution and their significance in the modern workforce. I mean, you can discuss the evolving trades in HR tech industry, where AI-driven solutions like Konverz.ai are becoming pivotal for successful talent acquisition.
Yeah, so I think the industry is going a lot of transformation, especially post-COVID. The digital adoption has become really high, which was very low. We compare with 2019, 20. Almost everybody uses digital platforms now. What AI is going to do is things, like in recruitment, I've been telling you, things were siloed. Recruiter does something, the hiring manager doesn't know. Hiring manager does something, the recruiter doesn't know. Or both of them doing some things, the organization has different places. So AI tools are going to make things very collaborative. Everything is out in the open, transparent, measured on the same parameters. So whether it is in hiring, recruitment, or in other spaces of wherever people are working and collaborating, so it is going to intensify collaboration. Distant collaboration, remote collaboration, as well as, of course, in-office collaboration, data-based collaboration. So that is where it is going to change things, and it is going to make decisions more data-driven rather than judgment-driven. That's a big advantage. And there is a very big advantage, because right now a lot of judgment causes a lot of revenue loss, cost to organizations. See, traditionally in management science, we have talked about agency cost and transaction cost. These are the 2 important costs. Agency cost is, I employ somebody whether he or she is doing the right task for me or not. Because the person has his own agency. Whether I want to do it, I'm motivated enough. Second is the transaction cost, that I have to put systems, I have to put managers, I have to put managers of managers to do the same work, to make sure that monitoring is happening. So there's a transaction cost. AI is going to reduce that drastically in every aspect of human function, every aspect of business function. So these transaction costs, agency costs are going to come down because of collaboration, database collaboration, database decision making. That is where it is going to drastically help, if I may.
Yeah, it is going to reduce the manpower actually.
I would not say that. I would say that value add of manpower will increase rather than saying that people will decrease. And I was telling some people just now, making people do manual work is actually disrespect of their capability. I use the same mind for more capable, for more cognitive work. That is where the respect of people, and that's where we see that jobs will actually increase, because things will become more personalized, experience based. So jobs will not reduce actually, work will increase.
Okay, that's impressive. So that's it for our side, and thank you so much for being here and joining us. Also, thanks a lot for watching.